I always look forward to my sessions with Michelle McVittie, Mom the Manager. I don't get to talk to you all that much, and that steals you a lot of the time. But I need to talk to you about my kids, so it's great. You soothe me very nicely. So I hope she does that for you at home too, because we're talking. What's the best way to parent an anxious child or teenager? So how much do you give in to make them feel better? What do we do here, Michelle?
I know this is a huge dilemma for parents, and this is where I see, and I call that accommodating. So when you're accommodating an anxiety, a behavior, what we're doing, it's a Band-Aid solution. So I'm jumping in to fix or to rescue. And emotions and anxiety ebb and flow. So it comes up and it comes down. And what we do is when it comes up, we rescue. You don't have to go, I'll talk for you, don't worry about it. And then we don't teach them to ride the wave. Co-regulation is so important. But a lot of us are anxious ourselves and we want to rescue so we can get rid of this emotion and help. But it's a Band-Aid solution, because today it could be something simple like going to a party, and then it's taking the bus, and then it's writing a test, and all these things that pile and pile. So we need to give them those tools and co-regulate with them.
What age are you starting to see this? Our oldest is 9, turning 10.
Yeah.
Seems to have feelings older than that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that still a little bit too young?
No. I mean, anxiety is something that you could see in a 3 or a 4-year-old. Those really clingy kids that hide behind you. Like you walk into the room and you're like, "Hi, Tim," no big deal. You're like, "What is this?
Yeah.
What is this?"
I wasn't always like that though. I was a pretty quiet kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
and then something
happens. I was the same way. I was super, super shy. My mom put me into dance because I was so quiet. So yeah, it was the same thing where like you've got this child that's kind of hiding, so then we speak for them. We say, "Oh, hi, oh, this is Tim, oh," and we talk for you, and then the child, depending on their personality, can kind of do more of that. So how else can they respond? Can they wave? Can they say hi? Show on their hand how many fingers, how old they are, instead of talking or rescuing. And as they get older, it's the dark, it's weather can be scary. There's going to be a tornado. We don't have tornado, like that kind of, or a hurricane. But they're worried about these things. They hold on to it. And then we need to talk to them about it to say, let's check the facts here. Is this going to happen? And if it does, can you handle it?
So as parents, do we need a plan?
You need a plan. I think you need a plan all the time, but you want to be checking in with your children. You can have 3 kids. 2 of them are pretty easygoing and 1 child is anxious. They're refusing to go to school. Sundays are always a hot mess because they have Monday, they have school. What is going on? And it doesn't mean that their anxiety is diagnosable, but we want to be checking in and we want to see how we respond and supporting them. I know this is hard. Validate the emotion. You can do this, and how can I support you? Let's take 1 step forward.
Yeah. Do we let them go to school? Do we force them to go to school? Do you want to force them to do anything?
I think that's how it feels, is that you're forcing. Okay. But when you say you can stay home, then each day gets harder. So at least let's get there for an hour. Let's get there for morning recess. I'll stick around a little bit and then you can get in. Or some kids, they don't like all the chaos. So let's go late, like 10 minutes late, and go right into class.
Do we reward them when they do make some sort of, that little step? Rewarding them.
And rewarding can just be like, you did it. That was really hard. You didn't want to go into swim class and you went. I'm so proud of you. So acknowledging that emotion. We were not brought up that way. We were brought up, suck it up, you're fine, what are you crying about? So we don't know. And we're looking at a kid that's crying over swimming class, like you asked.
Yeah.
I would have this ritual of going to track because my kids were doing track, and they get super anxious. I had every song, we had a playlist, they're crying, and I'm like, am I a horrible mother? You know what, the 2 of them are in rep sports and are like thriving, but don't feel like you're forcing. Take it 1 step at a time. Don't drop them into the deep end.
See, I feel better.
Good.
Do you feel better? Huh? You feel better in that? Awesome. Okay. You've done it again. Michelle McVittie. Mom the Manager.ca has some great articles, including parenting anxieties, the pitfall of overfixing and accommodation. We'll see you next time, Michelle.
Okay, thank you.